beautiful, gorgeous babes out there, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in today. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new Sigma Untamed Eyeshadow Palette. So if you're interested in seeing some swatches, seeing me create this look, as well as my thoughts on the palette, then keep on watching. My lovelies, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm so excited to finally have this eyeshadow palette. The color story and everything just really spoke to me, and this is my first time ever buying anything from a Sigma. But before we get into the review and the swatches and everything, if you're new here and you like fashion, makeup, beauty, palette reviews, fashion hauls, then hit that subscribe button and join this little family we got going on. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video. But let's now get into it. So this palette right here retails for $49, but I did end up finding a discount and got 30% off. I think it was like honey 30. So if I can find a discount code, I will put that in the description below as well, so you can get some coins off of this. This has 14 eyeshadow palettes. It includes a dual-ended brush. The palette is, what I see here is cruelty-free, gluten-free, lactose-free, and vegan, and the brush in here has a 2-year warranty, which I think is amazing. They're known for their brushes and that they have a warranty and that they're just super high quality. So this is my first time owning a brush from them because it's in the palette, and it is super soft and it feels luxurious. So I get why people are so crazy about their brushes. But here it is. The outer carton matches the palette itself. It has like this little felt like design on here that kind of looks like animal print, which makes sense because it's like that untamed, like wild animal spirit. And this is what it looks like. It has this little sleeve in here that has the print on it as well. And where's the brush? So here is the brush that comes in the palette. It sits right here. It's so beautiful and soft. This is some of their famous brush types, the E38 and the E54. I mean, I hear like, you know, the beauty gurus saying all these different names for the Sigma brushes. And then here's the color story. Look how beautiful. It's super fall vibes. I just love it. They had the Quarter Rosa palette, and I thought that was pretty, but the color story didn't really fit me, but this one did. Especially like anytime I see an olive shade and an olivey gold shade in a palette and like cool tone shades, it sucks me in every time. I think it is so pretty and all that. And I did end up using this shade here to create like a halo eye. This one is in the center. I used this shade, I used a good amount of shades, and I also did a look before this video for work one day, and I used these olivey and this mustard shade, and I just created such a beautiful look. But I'm really feeling it. So let's just get into the swatches. This is the shade, is it Docile? It's just a beige shade, nothing super exciting. This is just, you know, one that you could use to set your eyeshadow primer, to blend out edges. It's just a basic shade. Then we have the shade Spirit, which is like a champagne-y shade, and this is really pretty. It's almost leaning kind of cool tone to it. And then we have the shade Pharaoh, which is a nice kind of burgundy matte, I would say, maybe like a terracotta clay, like red clay. Then we have the shade Envy, which was one of the shades that really drew me into this palette. It's like a goldeny, well, it's more like an olive shade, olive shimmer. Do you guys see how beautiful that is? Then we have Hustle, which is another shimmer, and this one's leaning like more gold, not as taupey as this one. Then we have Moxie, which is kind of like a lavender shade. Here it has like a little sheen to it. Then we have Loyal, which is a cool tone taupey brown shade. Then we have Wicked, which is a black matte. I didn't swatch the best, but yes, a black matte. Alright, so going on to Instinct, which this is, I have this shade all in the crease. It's like a mauve-y, leaning more purpley. Such a cool tone mauve shade. I love it. I love shades like this. It's Then we have this kind of darker burgundy shade. We have Camouflage, which is that beautiful olive matte shade. It doesn't swatch the best, but it goes on the eye beautifully and blends really well. Then we have Boho, which is shades like this. It's a mustardy yellow. I love these kind of shades. I just love grungy eyeshadow. That is so beautiful. That swatches really well. Then we have Fierce. This is a shimmery lavender, and it has all these little specks of shimmer in it. And this is what's in the center of my eyes to create the halo. So beautiful. And then the last shade in the palette is Dauntless, which is this metallic blue. So now I'm going to show you guys me creating this look, and then once the look is done, we'll wrap up the video with my final thoughts. Alright, my beauties, I got you zoomed in, getting all close and personal. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do a look with these shades right here, this shade, and I'm thinking I want to use this blue. I'm thinking of maybe like a halo eye moment. I haven't done a halo eye in a really long time, so we're gonna give that a try. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, Instinct, in the crease, and we'll go from there. I think it's gonna match really well with my earrings, but let's do that. So I'm just gonna start this in the crease here, and I'm using the brush that came with the palette. Anyways, that looks so pretty in the crease. That is such a beautiful mauve-y tone, but leaning a little bit more lavender, not too pink. Alright guys, so I laid some powder under my eyes because I'm going to be using this blue shimmer shade, and what I'm going to be doing with it, I'm afraid there's going to be fallout, so to avoid possible staining of the blue under my eyes, I decided to put some powder. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to pick up the blue, and this is called Dauntless, this blue shade right here, and I'm going to take the flat side of the brush that came in the palette, and I'm going to get a lot of that on the brush, and then I'm going to wet the brush with my Smashbox primer water, and we're going to put blue on this outer part. I don't know if this is a good idea, but that's what I'm gonna do. It works. I think if we just do tappy motions and having the brush be wet, it's gonna help a lot with fallout, because this is a shimmer shade, so there's just a high chance for fallout just based on the type of shade I am doing, and just blues in general. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take the same shade and I'm going to put it in the inner part because we're going to be doing a halo. This is such a beautiful blue though, and it's going on really nicely. Okay, so that's what I'm going to get so far with the blue, and I'm going to get some NYX glitter primer right here, and I'm going to put that on the center. And then we're going to go in with like a light shimmery shade and work it out. And then I'll go and fix the edges of like the blue shade and get like a good blend. And we'll go from there. Alright, so I have the glitter primer laid down, and what we're going to do is I'm going to use this shade right here called Fierce, and I'm going to use the same brush that I use the glitter primer with, and I'm going to put that on the center for the halo effect. It looks really pretty. I love it. Such a beautiful shimmery shade. Alright, so that looks so pretty. I love how that shade looks in the center. And what now I'm going to do is I'm going to just, with not adding any product to the brush, I'm just going to try to work on the edges of the blue and everything so we can have a good, like a decent blend so the line is not so harsh. Alright, so I'm going to go back in with the shade that we started with. Well, I start with, called Instinct, and I'm just going to work that in the crease and just, you know, get a blend and make sure the color is still nice and present. So now I'm going to go back in the blue and just make sure we didn't lose any of the blue shade, and just make sure it's at the best opacity. So I'm going to just wipe off that fallout from under the eyes, and then we're going to do the lower lash line. Wipe the powder away. So it's causing no stainage issue with the blue, and I think it's so pretty. This is such a nice cool toned look. So now what I'm thinking is I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Pharaoh, and I'm gonna use this on the lower lash line. Okay, so I'm just going in with the blue on the outer corner that we used up here, Dauntless, and I wet the brush so we can have it stick better, just so we can avoid any fallout. I just want to have a little connection up with the blue up in that corner, just so it kind of goes and makes sense. I think that looks good. I think that's the farthest I'm going to pull the blue on the outer corner, and then the same shade, Instinct, this one right here, I'm just going to make sure everything is just blend it well on the edges. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with this shade called Moxie, and I'm going to use that in the inner corner to do my inner corner highlight. Let's see if it's light enough, and I'm going to put that right here. Ooh, okay, that looks pretty. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, I think that is all the shadows that I'm going to use on my eyes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go put on some eyeliner, put something in the waterline, and put on mascara, and that will be the end of this look. Alright guys, so I have you zoomed out. This is the completed look using the Sigma Untamed palette. I think it came out really beautiful with the blue and then the little like lavender shimmer in the center. I went in with my Il Makiage liquid eyeliner to create just a wing. I used the It Cosmetics Superhero mascara. I didn't put any falsies, just mascara because I'm not a falsies kind of girl. I also went in with in my waterline with this light blue eyeliner from ColourPop in the shade Prance, which I actually think they discontinued this eyeliner, so I'm so sorry. It's like one of my favorite. I don't know why they would do that. And then on my lips, I have a lip cream from Cindy Grace in the shade Bailey. It's just a nice like creamy nude lip gloss. And I did tight line up on the top part with the Sex Kitten like liner from Tarte. This is just like a little baby sample, but that was pretty much it. I hope you guys like this look. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this look I created today, and hopefully it gave you an idea of a look that you could create with this palette. But I love it so much. I think the mattes in here are so blendable and so creamy and so easy to work with. They're very like beginner friendly because it's not super impact when you first put it on, but you can build it up and it blends out like a dream. You don't have to put a lot of work in to get these mattes to blend out. The shimmers are beautiful, especially if you go in with like a wet brush or you use glitter primer. You can really amp up these shimmers, especially like this green right here. And I love this little lavender shade that has like little blue sparkles in here. This shade of course has fallout, which most blue metallics do, so just be careful with that. I would suggest if you're going to use this shade to do your base makeup, your face makeup after you do your eyeshadow, or to definitely put powder underneath so you don't get any stainage from that shadow. But that's the only thing I'm going to note. I think that everything is beautiful. The metallics are nice and creamy, very impactful, and the mattes are just beautiful. This is the only shade in here that is like a satin, but everything else is like either regular matte or a regular metallic shade. So that was it. I think that's pretty much it. And of course, this brush is amazing. It's super soft, so high quality. I feel like most palettes, when they include a brush, the brush is just really crappy. So of course, a makeup brand that concentrates on making quality brushes, of course they would include a quality brush in the palette. But definitely, if this color story speaks to you, I highly recommend it. I think the quality is so good. I think it's definitely worth every penny, and I think the color story is amazing. Honestly, I don't think there's any shades that I would change or add. I think I just love it as is. And normally there's like a shade in here I would take out, or a shade that I wish was in the palette, but I think they just did a really good job with this color story. But that was it. That was all my thoughts on this palette and everything. I hope this video was helpful in helping you determine whether you should pick up this palette or not, or give you inspiration if you already have this palette as a look that you could create. But leave your guys comments below. Let me know what you think of this video. If you liked it, other palettes you want to see me do, other videos you might be interested. I love hearing from all of y'all. Give me a thumbs up so I know you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said in the beginning, if you're new here and you enjoy this kind of videos, enjoy my face, hit that subscribe button, join this little family we got going on. And I will have the palette as well, if I can find some discount codes, and other makeup videos that I've done will all be in the description for you guys to check out. But that was it, guys. Until next time, bye.